Hello, everybody. I am a disembodied ghost girl who will be bringing you a pre-recorded ghost girl, but we will have questions with live ghosts and pretend ghosts at the end. So, without further ado, I will start the recording of this panel. And just as a reminder, since it is pre-recorded, the panelists will not be able to see your questions and answer them live, but they will be answering them at the end.
Hey everyone, it's Ghost Girl, also known as Alexia, and I'm here today for Royal Vegas Online with my panel pre-recorded, and it is called Discover Your Kawaii with me. Thanks everyone for tuning into this, and I also hope that you guys got a chance to check out the awesome events that happened yesterday, have a chance to check out more of the events that are happening today for Royal Vegas Online weekend, and then tomorrow and with the tea party and wrap up session and so forth and so forth. So this panel is just going over kind of the beginning of my brand up until now, what I've done and all the projects I've done, and then kind of my vision of what I want to do and the future of Kawaii in general. So let's get started up. And welcome to my panel. I'm Ghost Girl. So I am the owner of Ghost Girl Goods, a hip hop and pop fusion kawaii brand from Canada, and I am also a dancer and performer. I've been dancing and performing, performing since I was very little. Used to play piano at my elementary school recognition assemblies, and then I've been dancing since I started high school, which we'll get into on my timeline. But I've been learning from YouTube, J-pop, K-pop covers, and lots of Hatsune Miku. And then I'm also a self-appointed Canadian Kawaii ambassador. I just think I'm doing a good job, so, you know. And I also worked with several Kawaii clothing brands like 6% Doki Doki, Nuez, and Hypercore. So, let's go on to the Ghost Girl timeline. I did a condensed version because obviously there are many things that happen in life, but I can't write them all down. So we'll start with the important bits for this panel. So in 2008, 2009, I started high school in grade 9. And that's when I recently got into anime and cosplay, also when I started dancing. And I learned about kawaii fashion. I'm like, wow, this stuff is different. I want to wear this stuff. I want to buy this stuff, but I don't know where to get these clothes. So 10,000 Google searches away, my mind is filled with Lolita fashion and kawaii fashion and, anime cosplay, all that good stuff. So then in my little brain, I knew that I wanted to do something that had to do with sewing. So obviously, as I made my own cosplays, I wanted to get into making my own Lolita items and so forth. So by grade 12, I already knew, even in grade 9, I already knew. So grade 12, applied to college, got into my first program of college, and that was for fashion techniques and design. So I learned sewing techniques, I learned drafting, I learned everything you need to know to make clothes. Then in 2014, I created Ghost Girl. I finished my college program. I ended up finding a job within my field, which is working at an awesome dancewear company. And I'm the head pattern drafter at this dancewear company. And I get to design dance costumes, and it's really fun. So, yep. I also created Ghost Girl herself in September of 2014. So the next slide, you get to see some early Ghost Girl designs and brain goop. So look forward to it. In 2017, I officially launched Ghost Girl Goods as a business. And I sold at my first convention, which is G-Anime in Gatineau, Quebec. And I also graduated from 2 programs at George Brown College. So in total, I did 4 years of college. So that's in between 2012 to 2017. So yes, I worked a full-time job at one point for 1 year. So I took 1 year off to work full-time. I also had 2 part-time jobs in the mix there as well. Finished my schooling, and yeah, it was a busy time, folks. Let me tell you. But with hard work and dedication, you can do anything. And that's why Ghost Girl was officially launched. So in 2019, that's when a lot of really cool big things happened. I know in 2018 things happened, but I was just so excited I skipped right to 2019. So that is when the New Generation Kawaii Tour came to Canada. I'm not sure if any viewers were part of that, but even if you weren't, and if maybe you saw my photos, and even if you didn't see my photos, essentially I worked together with the designer of 6% Doki Doki, Sebastian Masuda, to help him bring his Kawaii culture to Canada for the first time. And let me tell you, it was one of the greatest experiences I could ever have. More will come later on in the slides. This is also when I appointed myself as a Canadian Kawaii ambassador, but essentially I became the Canadian Kawaii ambassador for 6% Doki Doki. So kind of just mix them together. In 2020, I represented Canada at Buridako in Japan and was invited by the designers Bobby and Kai from Triple Fortune to represent Canada. And it was such a great experience to finally show my brand like kind of on a bigger stage, because in 2018 I got to go to Design Festa in Japan, and I collaborated with an artist from Osaka. So I coordinated a couple of online events, the 6% Doki Doki Kawaii Tribe session for Canada, and a Q&A session with Kurebayashi. And then I also did the Nua's collaboration. Whew, all right. So that's my Ghost Girl timeline. Let's get into seeing some fun photos. So here is a kind of mood board in the very beginning of Ghost Girl. So 2014, early 2015, Ghost Girl inspirations. So we've got a lot here. Got lots of bright colors. We got my hip hop versus pop. Got lots of different clothes. Got some 6% Doki Doki because, you know, they're great inspiration. Some bows. We got even some French fries and popcorn. Some of my favorite snacks. Some candy and some bubble tea. And yeah, it's a whole bunch of cool things. Now we come to the Ghost Girl Goods family, which consists of 5 original characters right now. Maybe they'll come later on. So we have Ghost Girl, Pompoji, Dako, Music Monster, and Perla. So here are some of the early sketches I did. I think Dako is the most notable because in 2015, I went to Anime Expo and I made that dress. Before Dako was even Dako. I just wanted to make a dress to match Kyari Pami Pami's Fashion Monster song because I was doing a performance. So I made this dress, and then later on, Dako became Dako, or shall I say dress became Dako. And then Pompoji definitely looks better as a plump and fluffy monster friend, in my opinion. And Ghost Girl, I drew some little sketches of some little different expressions, and then I have my first Ghost Girl print. So, yeah. And then 2015, I had my very first Ghost Girl fashion show. That was local in Toronto at, it was at an event that kind of hosted many different Toronto up-and-coming fashion designers. So this is a collection of handmade goods plus my Ghost Girl printed tee and Ghost Girl printed leggings, but everything else was handmade. And I had three of my friends, and then 2 other models that were part of the organization. They had a model call, and I was really grateful to be able to work with my friends. And they have been the ones that have seen Ghost Girl right from day one. So I'm really grateful to have them around when I need models. We have actually one of the people in here is actually has her own brand too. It's called Peach Shop. So my fashion shows over the years, we have spanning from, let's see, got 2016, 2017, 18, 17, 19, got a whole bunch here. And they were at various different events, a couple of conventions, Japan Festival, an event called Raw, which was, again, in Toronto, G-Anime in Gatineau, and last year's K-Con, which was so much fun. I also, I work at a dance costume company, but I also make performance costumes for local idols, and we have Mikuro Mika, who is now back in Japan, former Pastel, which is in the middle, and then Yumemi on the further side in the little purple, kimono inspired one. So I really love fusing fashion and dancing and performing together because dance and music and fashion are my biggest passions. So it's really cool to be able to see your creations being worn at performances on stage. So yeah. So Yeti Con is a convention here in Ontario, in an area called Blue Mountain, and Blue Mountain is a ski resort. So Yeti Con and I have been kind of working more together now, but when I first started going to Yeti Con, I kind of pitched the idea for the next year to make some original goods for them. So that was in 2018. And I created 2 t-shirts with their little Yeti mascots that are super cute, but I just made them in my own art style. So I created this persona that they're mischievous little guys who like to run around the convention and take people's ice cream when they're not looking. So we have the brown Sasquatch who likes to eat popsicles, whereas the little blue Yeti, he likes to eat ice cream. So they often fight over which one is better, but we'll never know. In the corner, for 2019, I have my Ghost Grow Goods ice cream cone collection, which I created a print and a little enamel pin. And yes, of course, the ice cream got the better vote, but maybe popsicles will be next. Who knows? So this year for Yeti Con, I was fortunate enough to add a new Yeti friend to the Yeti family, and her name is Sunsquatch. Sasquatch, sun, because Yeti Con actually happens in the summer. So she is the summer Yeti who came from a mountain called Canada's Wonderland. And Canada's Wonderland, for those who don't know, is an amusement park here in Ontario, and they have Wonder Mountain, which is their middle monument extravaganza. So this little Yeti comes from Wonder Mountain, and she always sneaks into the water park at night to swim because she can't go during the day or else people would see her. So she wanted to go to Yeti Con to help out, but unfortunately the pandemic made Yeti Con close. So she walked all the way to Blue Mountain to try and help the Yeti team. But unfortunately, by the time she got there, she got the news that Yeti Con had to be canceled. So she promised that she would help make Yeti Con 2021 the best Yeti Con it could be. So we are looking forward to seeing what Sunsquatch will bring us for 2021. All right, so let's talk about collaboration, for brands. That was collaboration with convention. Now it's on to the brands, the good stuff. So last year at Teco in Pittsburgh, right? I think so. It's in the States. I got the opportunity to collaborate with Nuez for an awesome fashion show with the help of Fake Star. And we created a collection of awesome, colorful looks, which you can see. I'm the one at the end. And it was really fun. I got a chance to work with all these awesome models. They're so good, and I miss them a lot too. But yeah, it was such a fun experience to be on the stage with my stuff at a US convention too. So, and now here is the New Generation Kawaii Tour, which happened in August last year. Now, this spanned over 2 weeks, where we started off in Otakuthon in Montreal, and then we came to Toronto. So about 1 week in Montreal, or the weekend in Montreal, and then we had the rest of the time in Toronto. So we also had some events at my college where Masuda did a lecture. We had an event at the Japan Foundation Toronto where Masuda brought his Time After Time capsule, where people got to put in their little gifts and letters to their future self, put in a time capsule. It will be opened 20 years later. We finished off the event with Japan Festival Canada, and at Japan Festival in Otakuthon, we had fashion shows and pop-up booth, and it was so much fun. So many people had such a great time, and I know this was definitely an important part of my fashion journey, simply because I got to work directly with Sebastian Masuda, and also just see so many people having a really great time. And I guess in Toronto, we don't really get a lot of cool Japanese fashion events. We are now. We're starting to get some more now, but like kind of before, we didn't really get too many. Maybe it was like at a convention we have like a guest, but like I really wanted to bring something special to my country. So with the power that I had, I did my best, and I got to bring the New Generation Kawaii Tour. So I really hope that I can bring more events like this to Toronto, and I guess maybe some places further out. So again, maybe in Montreal too, or even further. Now, for this year, February 2020, before the pandemic really broke out, I was so fortunate to be able to go to Japan and be part of World Lolita Collection Burideko Beautiful Harmony event. It's a 2-day event that happened, and my timeline was I work full time. So I had to ask my boss if I could take a couple days off during our very busy season. And I left on Thursday. I got to Japan on Friday. The event was Saturday, Sunday, and then I went back home on Monday. Then I went back to work on Tuesday. When you really love to do things, you really love things like fashion and stuff, sometimes you just gotta make those sacrifices. And sleeping can be one of them sometimes. Don't do it all the time, just sometimes. So this event was, day one was like a little pop-up shop at like a local venue, like a little cafe. And then the second day was a big fashion show, a huge tea party, and there were so many beautifully dressed people. It was so nice. So this was my fashion show looks. And middle of the year goes by because everything's closed. We gotta stay home, but my little hands are always working. So July 2020, the newest collaboration comes to be, called Daydreams, because all the little friends that are on this garment, some of them are sleeping or they're daydreaming. They got their eyes closed. So not all of them, some of them. But what are they doing? They could be dreaming, they could be sleeping, but who knows? Up to your interpretation. But this colorful collaboration was done with the artist Jin, who is the artist of Nuez, and we got the opportunity to meet each other in 2017. And then in 2018, when I was in Japan, I saw him again. And then I saw him again last year too. So I pretty much saw him. I think I saw him on every trip that I went on. So we just kept in touch, and I was able to work together with him. So it's really great. And if you want this awesome collaboration item, don't forget to check out the www.ghostgirlgoods.com webshop. Some online events that I did for this year. because I still wanted to keep busy, stay active with my personal community too. So I did a digital fashion show where I had people send in their submissions wearing their Ghost Girl goods, and they, combined it with their own clothes from home, and they just strut their stuff to some boppin' hoppin' music. And it was really great, and I got a lot of entries. And if you want to check that out, you can go to my YouTube channel. You can search the official Ghost Girl channel or Ghost Girl Goods. Then we have the Q&A session with Kirabashi that is in the left bottom corner. So I was able to get in touch with Kirabashi and set this up, and it was really fun. We had a whole bunch of different people from different parts of the world. I think one person was from Belgium, and I think at the time we were doing it, it was must have been 3 a.m. or something. So I give kudos to that person. I'm really glad that they showed up. And then we have the Kawaii tribe session in Canada. So we had local people and some Montreal people, and we all got a chance to talk to Sebastian Masuda, ask him some questions. He asked us some questions, and then we all had to find a Kawaii item in our house and show it, and that's actually from the photo that you see. So my goal as a Kawaii ambassador, so I want to help spread positivity and confidence through clothing and encourage people to, of course, be strange and fear the norm, because that is my brand slogan. I want to help people discover their inner kawaii or their microcosm as inspired by Sebastian Masuda, where their individual uniqueness is stored. So essentially, I want to help people just be themselves always. Simple as that. And I want to help bring fun experiences that bring smiles to many people, because if they can smile, then so can I. I mean, when you have a room full of smiling people, you're most likely going to smile unless you've been having a really, really bad time. And I hope that doesn't happen. And of course, at the bottom, sell cool goods to cool people. That's you. There we go. I want to coordinate events to bring people together, like the New Generation Kawaii Tour, and bring more Japanese fashion guests to Canada, because we want them. We love them. We welcome them. I want to encourage people to get involved with the events and meet new people, enter your microcosm, see and connect with other microcosms. So I want people to come out to these events and join in, because maybe you'll learn something about a new person, maybe you'll learn something new in general, and it's just fun to be part of a community as well. So I would also like to remove labels from fashion and define you as simply you. So I think that having labels to your style, or if I wear this, it needs to be this style, or if I wear this thing, it's only for this style, it can't be anything else. But I want to tell people that if you wear something, it's you, it's your style. You don't have to be wearing a style, you can just be wearing your style of clothing. And also at the bottom, sell cool goods at cons and events. So what's coming next? I have a preview of some little prints that I've been working on through 2020. I don't really know what they're going to be yet, but here's a preview. So we have one that is Music Monster in neon lights, and then the one in the other side, which is all my friends as neon lights, and then the black and white magical polka dot bow girls, my gal pals who are all wearing their cutest little bows and polka dots. Those are my two most favorite motifs. If I see something with polka dots or bows, I'm most likely gonna buy it. So, and yeah, that's the conclusion of my panel. Now it's time for any questions, comments, or concerns. I will have a representative who will be helping to collect your questions, comments, and concerns and be telling them to me, and I will try my best to live answer them as best as possible. So if you do have anything, and you can also send them to me in my email, which can be found on my website, or you can DM me on my social media like Instagram or YouTube, leave a comment, whatever you like. I just hope that you enjoyed my panel. I hope that you learned a little something about me. And yeah, as per always, be strange, fear the norm. Thanks for coming in and enjoy the rest of Royal Vegas Online. Bye bye.
Hello, I am definitely Ghost Girl. We are using a complicated system involving a spirit medium, an Ouija board, and several glued together sheets to create this process. So yes, and through me, you will hear the voice of Ghost Girl, which is me. I am Ghost Girl. Yes, yes. Do not be afraid. Spooky. Got you everything at Virtual Royal Vegas. We got you panels, we got you goods, we got you spooky ghosts. So we got first question here. What are my favorite sources of inspirations for prints and illustrations? Well, for me, Ghost Girl goods, definitely the real Ghost Girl goods. I love listening to music and getting the feelings from a song and interpreting them into a design. So I think you can see with the hip hop influences as well as the other fun music and musical characters that very much shows through. I also love to find inspiring colors or random designs out in the open and seeing how I can interpret them into my own style. Have any more? This is a rare chance to get to talk to a real live or real dead ghost. So bring in your questions. Ooh, spooky background noises. Spooky background noises while I reach out to the spirits and garner the answers from beyond the void. Ooh. So it's really quite cool what you can do with technology these days. Stream people from anywhere in the world and from the world beyond. Ooh, I should have prepared Monster Mash. That would be beautiful. Oh, slowly the messages come through. Oh, I must concentrate. Hmm. While I am contacting, do you guys have a favorite out of the Gross Girl Goods mascots? Here's the question. Are there any designers or artists whose work I admire? It's probably pretty obvious from watching the presentation, but Sebastian Masuda was probably the most inspiring to me for working hard on my brand. And getting to see him in person in 2015 really helped me feel fired and motivated. Spooky, spooky. Now, how is it that I can design while also being a ghost? Now, that's a trade secret. I can't tell you that one. Another question here. What made you want to study fashion in college? Did you always want to design clothes, or did your interest in anime spark that? So a little bit mix of both. Actually, because of cosplay, cosplay is what made me want to sew. I used to work at a performing arts theater, which made me interested in dance costumes after seeing so many dance competitions and even musicals. We can definitely see how that shone through with some of those early idol designs that were featured. Well, here's the question. I forgot to click it. It's very hard to use the Ouija board and channel the spirits. Ooh, spooky noises. Ooh, spooky. Ooh. Ooh. Did anybody cosplay me, a ghost, for Halloween this year? So next question, how did you go about establishing your presence on the Kawaii business stage? Please ignore my ghost dog there. He's protecting me from the other ghosts. Very important. So I established myself by being involved in my local Lolita and cosplay community. From there, when I started my brand in 2017, I was at cons as a vendor, and now the friends I made through fashion and cosplay come to look for me. I also just tried my best to use online sources to show my work. Very important in this digital age. Thank you for that spooky question. Do we have any more spooky questions? Oh, and I also did not hold back on asking questions when I got a chance to meet others who have brands or who are designers. And even when Japanese brands came to cons, I would try to ask questions to use for a blog entry for a mini interview. Very good. Always look into your resources around you. And my advice is never hold yourself back, because you never know what will happen until you try or ask. Very good advice from a ghost. Ooh, spooky. Spooky. Yes. This is the very rare chance to get real advice from a real ghost. Millions of seances have been held trying to do this very difficult thing. And now through modern technology, we have made it real. Sorry to anyone who is afraid of ghosts. Yes, to be fair, the panel was announced as hosted by Ghost Girl Goods, so you did have warning about the ghosts. So when it's safe to do so, are there any dream places to share your brand and message as a Kawaii ambassador? So definitely, if I am able to, I want to travel around Canada to spread my message. I want other Canadians to know about me, but then I also want to travel around the world anywhere. I want to show people what I believe in, and I also want others to feel the same confidence that I feel. I'm hoping to be in Las Vegas next year for Royal Vegas in person. Is anybody else also planning on going? I've been looking forward to it since it was announced. Unrelated to fashion, but were you scared of ghosts as a kid? Well, yes. I think as a kid, I was definitely a bit afraid of ghosts. I was also afraid of the dark, which leads to being scared of monsters and supernatural beings. It's like a Batman thing, right? You get inspired by what scares you, and you make it work for you. Any more spooky questions? Plus 10 to spook on every question. Non-spooky questions are okay too. I guess it is after Halloween. Do we have any Thanksgiving questions? Is that a thing? Oh wait, I'm Canadian. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. What am I saying? Because I am definitely Ghost Girl. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit longer because I know there's a delay between both me channeling the spirits, and the stream going to Twitch. Oh, Canada has its own Thanksgiving? I didn't know that. What do you guys do? Ooh. All right, well, I'm not seeing any more spooky questions unless somebody pops one in real quick. I'd like to remind everyone that you too can be spooky with Ghost Girl Goods. And I hope you enjoyed that panel. Thank you all for coming. You can always message me, The Real Ghost Girl Goods, on any of my social medias and or emails. I will be super happy to talk with you. I think I just released something. I think there was a mesh release this weekend. Oh, we got one more question. Yes, I will take yes, me, the real Ghost Girl Goods. I will take all of your compliments. Thank you. Continue to feed me delicious compliments. They power my spirit energies. So I think this will be the last question. Whoop, click the wrong thing. Look at me. Do you want to have a brick and mortar shop or just keep it for cons and events? Well, as a ghost, the physical realm and having physical things is very important to me. A dream, of course, is to have a shop. It would be so awesome too. If I was able to have a shop that held my items as well as other Canadian and Japanese brands, it would be fantastic. I think every brand dreams of that one day. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up for now then, if I don't see any more questions. But thank all of you guys for coming. Please feel free to reach out to me, the real Ghost Girl Goods, and not the spooky fake Ghost Girl Goods, on any of my social medias or emails. I'm super happy to talk to you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the Royal Vegas virtual event. And I will see y'all later. Bye, everybody.